Hey everybody, and welcome to EnvisionOPG One Piece gameplay. My name's Kevin, and I am here to host the first round of the Iron City Locals between Noman Irfan and Shawn Sanders. Shawn's playing Kaido, Noman's playing Kinemon from Set 2. And it is an exciting time because Set 2 cards are officially available to play. So we have a bunch more content for you guys with Set 2 stuff being included in that. And before we start this game, I want to say thank you guys. We have hit 109 subs, and we know what that means. We have 3 giveaways going at the same time for hitting 25, 50, and 100 subs. And we'll be giving away starter decks. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know which starter decks we have available. And I'm just really excited to bring that to you, share that with you, and hopefully we'll have more giveaways in the future. I think we should probably expect one at maybe 200 subs. So there'll probably be an announcement on that. I will post the link to the giveaway in the description of this video. So there should be 3 there, 1 for each of the giveaways. You have to enter all 3 to be included in all 3. So yeah, just really excited for that. And without further ado, let's hop into the first match. It is best of 1 format, and I actually did quite atrocious in this tournament, but that's all right. Noman rolls a 3. Shawn is going to roll a 9, and he is going to be on the play. And Kinemon is new, so if you're not familiar with Kinemon basically says if you have 1 or less characters on the board, you may play a 3 cost or greater character for 1 less Don. So that is a pretty scary ability. I think Kinemon is one of the top 3 or 4 decks in the new set, and it'll be exciting to see how he fares in the hands of our very own Noman Irfan. Noman electing to keep his first hand, and Shawn will mulligan. I think the new strat in Kaido is, if you're playing the new stuff, to get the Hannibal 1-drop searcher to start, and then play your island on the following turn. So there is a first turn target for purple now. And it looks like Shawn's actually hit it. Yeah. And he will turn the Don sideways and play his Hannibal. On play, it says, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 purple impaled down card other than Hannibal and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. It's essentially Nami, but for Kaido, for impaled down stuff. So he will add, I think, a 2-drop blocker, if I'm not mistaken. And he will pass. Noman's going to activate Kinemon's ability here. And that allows him to, at any point in the turn, play a 3. Yep, there it is. He's going to play a 3-cost Raizo for 1 less Don, making it a 2-cost. And that's really good because he'll be able to swing and draw on the next turn. I think Kinemon has a lot of ways to add cards to hand, playing search cards, a lot of Momonosuke. So I think we'll see that in full effect during this match. Shawn's going to tap 2 here and play his 2-cost blocker. And then he's just going to swing 6K at Kinemon's face. Noman here considering blocking, but he's just going to take it. I think that's the right play. Add another card in the hand. You're not in any danger. You'll get to swing and draw on the crackback as well. So Noman's going to draw for turn and activate Kinemon's ability. He does have 1 or less. So he can activate Kinemon's ability and decide to use it or not use it on the next character. So he's going to tap for the Momo and then tap for the ability as well. So he's not going to use the effect now, but he will be able to use it if he chooses to. He's going to add the Okiku here. Momonosuke is a Land of Wano search. Search top 5 for any Land of Wano. Add it to your hand and put the rest of the cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And he's just going to don up the Raizo here. Get the draw because Momonosuke is rested. Raizo is on attack. You may draw a card if you have 2 or less, or 2 or more rested characters. It does include himself, so he is able to get the draw, and Shawn does take. Noman's going to swing 5-face here. Shawn electing not to block. And he is going to play another Momonosuke, which is terrifying for the next turn. A lot of draw power on the board for Noman here. Shawn's going to don up, draw. We are now at 5 don for Shawn. And I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention the full sleeve tattoo that Shawn has. We call Shawn Sergeant Extends. That's my homie. And he is a sweet, sweet sleeve tattoo. All right, he's just going to turn 1 don sideways and play another Hannibal. He is looking for that impel down card. And it looks like his options are limited. He's going to take another 2-drop blocker here, which is great for protection. But he needs to start thinking about clearing board. That is a lot of draw power there on Noman's side of the field. That would terrify me. I'm actually really glad to see some of the cards we've gotten in set 2. Purple getting a searcher is kind of a big deal. It gives them some early game play. It looks like he is going to allocate 2 don to his Hannibal that he just played, and you can't actually swing with that. Well, it looks like Noman's going to allow it. Okay. Well, that is not something that you could normally do here. I don't think either player realizes the mistake that was made, but it's fine. And he's going to swing 4K into Raizo, then 4K into Raizo again. He's just trying to out the draw power here. Noman has a ton of cards in hand, though, and he's just going to block for 1K. And then he's going to swing Kaido and block with 2K there. So it looks like he's going to be plussing so much. He's going to search twice with Momonosuke and then swing with Raizo and draw another card. So he's going to draw 4 cards this turn total at the very least. I think that's what those 2 Donnie separated are for. I think they're for the Momonosuke. Yeah, he's going to turn 1 sideways here. Look for a Land of Wano card. And he's going to take the 8-drop Kazuki Oden. And talk about a scary card. That is an 8K base, 8-drop, Restander. Oden says, on KO, you can search your deck for a Land of Wano 3 or less and play it for free on the field. And then it says you may rest 3 cards and restand it. So it is a terrifying, terrifying card. Noman's going to tap the Momonosuke, search again, picks up the Izo. Izo rests a 4 cost or less on play. He's just showing Shawn the 2 cards that he picked up there. He's got 3 Don left. He's going to allocate 1 for the Raizo. Noman's probably going to want to swing board here. He is going to attack and then draw. And it looks like he's swinging face for 5. Shawn's going to just drop a 1K block here. 1K counter, rather. I'm trying to decide what to do with the remainder of his Don cards. He does have a ton of cards in hand. I think there's a lot of pressure on Shawn to get rid of the board. And he's just going to swing 5-face. Shawn electing to use the blocker on that one, so he doesn't have to drop cards from hand. And there's the Okiku. He's going to turn 3 sideways, play the Okiku. And I think that's perfectly okay. Shawn probably going to swing his Hannibal's into the Momonosuke's here. Just to get some board clearance. And I don't think Noman's in any position to protect his Momonosuke's, but he has picked up 3 cards from them being on the field, so I think he's perfectly fine with everything they've accomplished so far. Shawn does have 7 cards on board, and he can 7-drop and kill the Okiku and Momonosuke if he so chose. If he had it in hand, I'm not quite sure. And he does have it in hand. He's going to play the 7-drop here, which allows him to pop a 3 or less character and a 2 or less character by minusing 2 Don. So now he's got decisions to make. He can swing into the Raizo, so I think he should kill the Okiku and a Momonosuke. Yeah, I think that's a good call. And he's probably just going to swing into the Momonosuke and the Raizo here. And I think that's going to be an easy guard, though, unfortunately, for Shawn. But he should be able to get rid of the Momonosuke. Yeah, Noman's going to drop the Izo 2K counter. And that should be the turn. But he did a really good job of clearing the board there, while also getting out a 7K attacker for the next turn. Raizo does stay, so if Noman has a search card that he can turn sideways, he'll still be able to get the draw from Raizo's effect. So we'll see what he's able to do here. He does have Kinemon's ability that he can activate and play a card for 1 less Don. And I would actually be scared to see the 8-drop Odin here. I'm not sure if he's going to play it this turn, but he could very well do that and just have a really scary board. I do see a Bonnie in hand, so he will be able to get the draw off if he chooses to do that. Yeah, so Noman's going to play the Bonnie here. And he's going to tap 1 Don to search for any supernova. Bonnie says on play, you can tap or activate main, turn her sideways, turn a Don sideways. Search the top 5 for any supernova, put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. And he's going to grab the Punk Gibson, which is a supernova. It is a 4K event counter that allows him to also rest an opponent's character 4 or less, if I'm not mistaken. So he will be able to get the draw from Raizo. And he actually doesn't even have to Don it up. He can just swing 4K into Hannibal if he wanted to. I mean, he can swing face. He's probably not too worried about that Hannibal swinging. He's going to Don up and swing, get the draw. He is just plussing, putting cards in his hand so often, and that's what makes this Kinemon deck so good. Shawn will take that one. Looks like he's going to Don up his Kinemon here, swing 7 face, and he's either going to force him to take or drop 2 cards from his hand minimum. Shawn does take that one as well. Hits the 6-drop king. And then Noman's just going to put a 2-drop killer blocker on board and Don it up. Killer says on KO if it has a Don under it. And 2 other characters on board he can draw on block. Just another way for Kinemon to add resources to his hand, and that is just terrifying. Another 7-drop king would be fantastic here, because then he could KO the Raizo and the killer block without having to worry about another plus. Shawn does get the island here. Onigashima Island says it is a 3-drop, and you may rest him and add a Don from your Don deck rested to the field. That is a major target for the Kaido deck. think you've got to try to get rid of that rise though here, right? He's going to turn 2 sideways and play a 2-drop blocker. So he's got 2 down to play with. He's going to swing into the body here. And Noman's probably going to block with Killer just to get the draw. Because he's not necessarily worried about having characters on board. Yeah, that's exactly. He's going to block, get the draw. And it looks like he has about 9 cards in his hand. Shawn swings again with Hannibal. It's just a 2K counter from hand. We're going to go 5 into the body. That is gone. 7 into the Rizo. And he's going to have to drop 2 2K counters here or just take it. Yeah, he's just going to take it. And the board state looks really, really good for Shawn here. Unfortunately, he is down to 1 life, so it's kind of scary. And he knows Noman has the 8-drop Odin in hand. And there's... yeah, Shawn's just going to play another 2-drop blocker. So he's got at least a little bit of protection. At some point, though, he's gonna have to start hitting Noman's leader. Noman's sitting at 4 life. He's in a pretty comfortable spot right now. I know the board state looks scary, but Shawn really only has 1 viable attacker on the board in 7-drop king. Noman electing to don up his Kinemon here. Swing 6 at the Kaido. And Shawn electing to block. And that's it. Noman plays the 8-drop Kazuki Odin here. And that is just an absolutely terrifying card. He did activate Kinemon's ability to play it for 7. So he does have 2 standing Don. And I imagine he's going to use that Punk Gibson that we saw him pick up earlier with the 2 Don. Yeah, Shawn is reading Odin and learning that he might actually be in trouble here if no one's able to get the double attack sequence off. It is going to be scary. If I'm Shawn here, I don't know if I actually attack. I know that sounds bad, but he does know that the Punk Gibson is active, and unless he's got another blocker in hand, it's going to be kind of a scary turn on the crackback. He may have the counters in hand to block, but Odin is just that terrifying. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 cards in hand for Noman. The hand presence is absolutely unreal. Shawn knows there's a Punk Gibson in there at the very least. And Noman not really worried about dying here. He's got 4 life. It's just going to be more resources for him. Kinemon is a very scary deck. Looks like Shawn is electing to play the 5-drop X-Drake. That allows him to minus a Don and forces your opponent to pitch a card from hand. That's going to be no problem for Noman as he's got 7 options. It does get a 5K attacker on the board. I think I might have kept that if I were Shawn. X-Drake does have a 2K counter from hand. It might allow him to survive at least one of the Odin attacks that he knows is coming. He does not have an out. Looks like he's going to put 2 Don on his leader and swing face for 7. And this is probably where Noman play. Yep, Noman's going to play the Punk Gibson, rest one of the blockers, or the only blocker rather. And that's going to mean trouble on the crackback here unless Shawn can block. It doesn't look like it looks like he's got 2 kings in hand, which are no counters. And that is a scary thought. So if Noman senses danger, he may actually just dawn up the A-drop Odin and swing twice. Yeah, I think you have to swing with the 7-drop king here. You know, so that if you do, in fact, survive the next turn, you can do Kaido things and minus a life, trash a life. But it's going to be a tall order. Oh, somebody kicked the camera. Don't do that. He's going to don up his 7-drop king and swing 8 at the Kinemon. Noman's just going to take. So the crackback would be scary here if Shawn can just survive this turn. Noman with a ton of cards in hand, and it looks like he's just going to don up the A-drop Odin here. And he's going to swing for what looks like 15. And he set 3 down aside so he can restand it. He's going to go 15 at face. Shawn did leave an active don up, so you can probably expect a Blast Breath, which is a 4K event counter. Now put Kaido at 9, and it looks like another 6-drop king. And there it is. He taps the 3 don, swings 15 again. Shawn's doing some math. There's the Blast Breath. Minus a don plus 4K. Kaido's at 9. 2K counter for 11. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Yeah, there's the match. First game goes to Noman Irfan. Oh, there's the tattoo. See, look at that sleeve. It is just beautifully done. Great artwork. And Shawn, I got to apologize to you, buddy. You wanted me to edit it to where you came out on top, and unfortunately, the technology just doesn't exist yet, buddy. But good games all the way around. Noman goes into the next round 1-0. And yeah, first locals, first round, set 2 cards in play. This is really exciting. I should have a Kinemon deck list posted pretty soon also for those of you interested. But I do want to thank the guys over at Iron City Games, Anthony Casella, the entire gang over there. They're fantastic. If you're in the Birmingham area, please, by all means, come check it out. Jarrett Hubbard, Jose Huscaunga, Noman Irfan, all those guys who regularly help playtest and make content with me. Big shout out to those guys. They're fantastic. Guys, again, don't forget, we do have 3 giveaways going right now. Starter deck giveaway. And those links will be in the description of the video. And until next time, have a great, great rest of your day.